Welcome to your 10-minute lower body warm-up. The only thing that you need today is a foam roller and maybe a mat. What we're gonna do is gonna start foam rolling the glutes. You wanna be doing this for about 45 seconds. I'm gonna start with some straight up and down rolls. To make this a little bit more intense on the glutes, you can bend that bottom knee and kind of really get into those glutes. You wanna look around for some sensitive spots. There's no wrong way to kind of roll all kinds of different directions to kind of really find any, stiffness, tight spots. Again, about 45 seconds and we're there. Next spot, we're gonna roll back of the legs and hamstrings. Let's spend about 30 seconds on each side. We're gonna place the foam roll right in the middle of the hamstring and we're just gonna go straight up and straight down. We'll do one leg at a time. Foam rolling is great because it's a great way to kind of get the body warmed up, open up those capillaries, get your muscles ready to perform properly. Just think about foam rolling like removing all the sand from maybe your eyes, right? You want to clear it up. So we foam roll to kind of break all the tissue up. All right, that's our 30 seconds on that side. Let's flip over to the next side and we'll do the same thing. So warm up sometimes for a lot of people can be a little bit of a bear, but it is the most important thing as far as training is concerned from my opinion or my perspective. If you warm your body up properly, you're probably gonna get a lot more out of it. So this 10-minute warm up here will get your lower body just right. And again, once you're rolling, you just wanna find any knots and kind of roll them out. So when you're lifting, your muscles can perform. Okay, that's our 30 seconds on that side. We're then gonna go further down to our calves. Do the same thing, 30 seconds on each side. I like to do one at a time here. If you wanna intensify this roll on the calves, you can cross your legs and you can keep your body off of the ground while you roll. If it's a little too intense, you just kind of roll one leg at a time. Right now I'm on my side. You can kind of turn it on the side. Let's give the other side some love. Same thing. And typically you'll feel knots. At least for me, I feel some knots in my calves. This is really good if you're doing squats, deadlifts. You want to make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to be working, okay? So now we're gonna go and flip it. We're gonna flip it to the quadriceps. So we're gonna go onto the front side. So all you do is you're gonna take your foam roller, keep it horizontal. You're gonna put it onto one thigh. Elbows are then gonna be into the ground and you're just gonna simply roll here. Now what I like to do with the quads is I like to bend the knee. That's gonna open up that muscle. It's gonna really make it a little bit more intense. And I like to kind of flex that knee as I roll. Now you can kind of play with this a little bit. Again, for some people it might be really intense or not, but I like to kind of flex my heel back a little bit, maybe keeping that quad open. Any knots, you can kind of roll them out. So we're almost done. I like to go about 45 seconds with the quads. It takes a little bit more time, bigger muscles. So let's do the other side. And with this, you can also, I'll show you here in a second, change the angle of the foam roller to maybe a little bit more horizontal or vertical, sorry. And then what you're gonna do is you can roll the inside of those adductors to kind of get in more. So just play around with the foam roll a little bit. But again, about 45 seconds, combination of vertical and horizontal rolls, you usually get it. I'll show you from this side. Get on the elbows and just kind of roll in. All right, so kind of moving forward, our next piece, we're gonna be done with the foam roller. And what we're gonna do are clamshells. It's about 30 seconds on each side. You're gonna have your feet on top of each other, knees on top, and then you're just gonna open up your legs about this high. We really don't wanna go any higher. We just wanna get the glutes to turn on. And if we go up too high, it kind of turns off, okay? So we want to come right about hip height and then come back down. All right, so that's about 30 seconds there. We're gonna flip to the other side and just open it up. So anytime you're doing like a lower body type of workout, highly recommend you get in here and work on your activation of your glutes, because you need your glutes to make sure everything else is in place, okay? That's about 30 seconds there. We're gonna transition to the next exercise. These are called your hip bridges. Now I like to alternate. So we're gonna get the head down, lift the hips up, and I keep my arms into the ground and just drive the knees towards the face. Again, we're activating the glutes, good integrity in that lower body, getting ready for our lower body workout. So just drive the knees up. I like to keep the head down and just breathe easy, okay? About 45 seconds again, and then we'll transition into our next move, which is one of my favorites, 90-90. So you're gonna go 90 degrees in here with each leg. I like to start with my hands behind me. So I'm gonna lift one leg up, slowly gonna rotate the other leg, maintaining that 90-degree angle. And again, about 45 seconds for these. Again, anytime you're doing lower body, your hips are involved, of course. So you wanna make sure that your hips are nice and loose. If you feel comfortable, you can release your hands and just turn the legs alone, unguided. You feel this stretch a little bit more intense. Again, one of my favorite stretch to do before legs, and this will warm up in general. All right, so we're almost done. We're gonna go into a little walkout. This is our next. Walkout's a really great move just to get everything warm. You simply stand up tall, hands to the ground. Keep your legs as straight as you can. You're gonna walk out to a plank, and you're gonna walk it all the way back up. Nice and tall. And again, about 45 seconds or maybe a handful of these usually work. And once we walk it up a few times, I like to go into the world's greatest stretch. So this is when I take the same hand or foot to the same hand and open it up, open the chest up a little bit. We do that on the other side. You should feel the stretch through your legs, your hips, and that's your walkout, world's greatest stretch. So we're almost finished. We're gonna go into our last one, which is your squats, right? Really work on warming up your lower body. So we're gonna start with a nice close squat. So your feet close together, arms out. You're gonna just drop into a squat. About 15 seconds of these guys. Then we're gonna change our stance, right? Gonna try to keep the chest up, arms out. And now let's go into a neutral stance, right? Maybe something that you're gonna squat in today, or maybe deadlift, and just drop the squat. Like to do these warm-ups. They go by super quick, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. Lastly, we're gonna open our feet up, arms out, then go into a wide squat. And again, about 15 seconds of these guys, and you'll be ready to rock and roll and knock out your lower body workout.